on a shelf a little baby one. This one is a hidden little gems, and I didn't buy my brothers anything from France, but I did buy them something from London. So I ended up going to London for a weekend, and I actually got to go see the Cowboy Carter tour, which was so amazing. I feel like getting to see Beyonce perform was amazing. I mean, she was not dancing like she used to, but she still commanded that stage, okay? She was still amazing, and like seeing Blue dance was just so cute. She was an icon. Okay, I'm gonna make all this crinkly noise. Basically, I am the kind of person who's like, I don't need merch. I don't need merch. I don't need merch. I don't need it. And then I'll buy merch at the end because I'm like, this was amazing. I need merch of this person. I did buy merch, but I didn't buy a shirt, which is kind of a miracle because the shirts, they were expensive. But I did buy this scarf because Bianca bought the scarf, and I was like, I'll also get the scarf. I also have been wearing a lot of headscarves. I don't have a brown one, and I figured it would, be useful to have. So I saved money on that one because I didn't buy the €70 shirt that I wanted to buy, or maybe it was 80. It was very cute. It was the long sleeve one, and I actually saw a guy in our hotel the next day wearing the same exact one. I kind of wish I had gotten it, but it's good. I saved money. I got a scarf. I'll use it. It'll be great. So also when I was in London, Liberty of London is one of my favorite stores ever, and I've been to London a few times. I actually studied abroad there when I was in college, which I'm in college again, but when I was an undergrad the first time, and London was truly one of my favorite cities, or is one of my favorite cities, and Liberty of London is like a must go to every time I go. So basically it's a big department store. It's very old-timey British, and they do have like luxury brands that you can walk around and see, but they also have fabrics, which are really expensive, but they're like iconic patterns, and you can also buy stuff that has the iconic patterns on them. It is a pretty expensive place, but you can find some stuff that's kind of reasonable-ish. I mean, it's not like going to a regular souvenir shop, but you can get some really beautiful, like usually British made, not always, items. For some reason, I keep buying my mom sewing kits from there, which, to be fair, the first one I bought her was like actually small and like more of a portable one, whereas this one is more of one that you would like put on display somewhere. So I thought this would be nice for her to have by the TV so she can use it there. My grandmother actually got me one kind of similar to this, and it's actually quite useful and helpful. So I feel like she'll get use out of it. And after this one, I will not be buying any more sewing kits for my mother, I promise you. But I just felt like it would go with the vibe of the house a lot, because their house is very blue and white. This is very blue and other colors with a little bit of white. So I think it'll be cute. So got her that pattern. So I bought this pattern. And then I also bought this leather needle book case, which, well, it comes with a pair of little scissors. It comes with needles. I was willing to buy just the needle book because I want to make like a really cute cross stitch one, but that's going to take forever and I'm not going to have that anytime soon. And I've been finding that I really need a needle book just for a lot of my projects. I think this will be a good addition to mostly my English paper piecing kit, and it's leather and pretty and cute. So got that for myself. Kind of impulse purchase, but I just can't resist when it comes to Liberty of London. Yeah, I thought I bought more stuff there, but I guess just those things. And then also when I was in London, we went to this bookshop, which is the Daunt bookshop, and I got their iconic book tote, and I've already gotten a compliment on it when I was shopping at Trader Joe's, and Bianca said she got a compliment on it because she has this one but in like the dark green, I think, and she was the one who's like, we should go to this bookshop because you said you like totes, and I was like, I don't need more totes, but also this tote is different, okay? And it also has a little pocket here, which I already have my wallet in from last time I used it, and it also, I just realized it has like a smaller pocket right here too. She got a compliment on hers when she was in Japan recently, so people love it, you know? It's a great tote. And then also while we were there, I bought my brother some books. So I brought this one for my brother. It's a travel book this one's about the history of Antwerp. And this seems really random, I'm sure. But the reason why is because Van Antwerp is my brother's middle name. It's also my dad's middle name. And so it just felt very fitting to get him a book called Antwerp. So, because that is where my ancestors are from. So hopefully he'll like it. We'll see. He said before nothing hits, he didn't say it exactly like that, but he said nothing is better than like a well thought out book gift. So I feel like a lot of people don't like getting books, but hopefully he'll like the idea of this one. Also, now serendipitously there's a perfume that I thought was so beautiful, and I was able to smell it because it was at the Galleria, not Lafayette, it was at a different Galleria, but I was able to smell it, and it is a Dutch perfume, and it is from Antwerp, and I really want to buy it. So now it's really expensive though, so I'm like, okay, when I am able to go to Antwerp, I can prepare mentally to buy that perfume there because it is a Dutch brand. Actually, not Dutch. Belgian, I think. Because Antwerp is in Belgium now, right? But it used to be Dutch. I swear I only realized that after I bought this book for my brother. So, yeah. And then for my other brother, I bought this book called Freewheeling, Essays on Cycling, because he likes to bike a lot. And he's not as much of a reader. God, I feel like I just keep lumping my brothers together and like getting gifts that I think one will like, but then I don't know if Eric, I hope he'll like this, but I got him a book about cycling essays. So hopefully he'll enjoy that. And then that was kind of it for my, oh, and then also I bought this, again, another Korean skincare brand. I don't know why I thought that it would be less expensive. Probably not, though. In the UK, definitely more expensive. But I bought this little tester, and it's a CC correcting cream from Herboria. That is what I bought in London. Yeah, I guess we're going to skip back to Paris. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're going to skip back to Paris. God, I'm so scattered. Okay, so we're going to go back to Paris. The only other objects I need to show, as you can see, I bought mostly objects. I didn't buy any clothing. I did buy one shirt, actually, because we went to see Joe in London. So I guess I'll insert a picture of that because that's in my drawer and I don't feel like picking it up. But this is the only thing I like thrifted. It's this string of pearly, like, I think they're glass pearls, and then like mother of pearl beads. Yeah, we walked by this little brocante. I need to stop moving those around. We walked through a little flea market. I'm kind of scared to thrift in Europe, not because of the clothes, but because I'm just a bigger person, and I feel like I just don't want to subject myself to that. But I just feel like fat phobia is more there, and larges aren't actually larges, you know, European larges are smaller. So I was just like not going to subject myself to any of that. So I basically just stuck to inspirational items, gifts, and things that I can use for a long time. Oh yeah, so these were the only things that I really thrifted, which was kind of fun. They were 15 euros, I think. I can't remember if he said 20. I'm pretty sure he said 15, and I didn't have 15 euros on me, and also 15 felt kind of steep. So I kind of put them down and like walked away. Yeah, and then he came up to me because I was just like a few stalls over, and he's like, I'll give you them for 12, and I was like, eh. And I was like, I don't have enough cash. And so they was like, oh, and then walked away. And then we walked around a few other stalls, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I do have 10 euros. I don't think I'm going to buy anything else. I have that in cash. And then by that time I was like, well, I'm going to be leaving soon, so might as well get rid of all my cash And so I went up to him and was like, I have 10 euros. Will you do 10? He's like, 11. And I was like, I only have 10. And so he did it for 10. I could have done 10.50. I do still have 15 cents or pence or whatever you call it in euro cents. But it's the principle, you know? I haggled, and I'm proud of myself for that. And then I also bought this for my brother, which it's a brand of French mountaineering. It's Lagoped, One with Nature. It's a French mountaineering brand, or just outdoor brand in general, I think. And I think they're committed to being vegan. So this is mostly nylon, but it looks like a pretty intense brand, and so hopefully he'll enjoy it. He lives in a very cold climate, so I figured having an extra hat would not be bad. And he also when he visited me in London way back when I studied abroad there and stayed there for a semester, he told me how he found it really fun to look at all the different outdoorsy gear and guess where people were from based on what gear they were wearing. And so I thought it would be fun to get him a French brand of hat. Yeah, I also got this, which is a little headband that I was going to give to his girlfriend because, again, she also outdoorsy stuff. She also, of course, lives in an outdoorsy area, in a very cold area. So having something that is warm is good, and I figured variety. So they can both use both of those. So me and my friend Karina, we went to Euro Disney, and that was a lot of fun. And we spent a lot of money on food, but surprisingly, I didn't go crazy on buying stuff there. I mean, I didn't go crazy on buying stuff, but the one thing I did get is a little insane. So I bought a little Abu that he sticks to your shoulder. So this is a piece of metal, and then he has a little magnet in his butt, and he will stick to your shoulder and sit on your shoulder. So it's kind of ridiculous. I kind of, got caught up, in all of it, because we arose and then we looked through some stores, and then all of a sudden we just started seeing a bunch of people with these things stuck to their shoulders. So we saw, there was, I was going to say there was a Boo, but of course there was a Boo. I think there was Jiminy Cricket. There's Sebastian. We saw a little girl dressed in like one of the Ariel dresses, and she had a little Sebastian on her shoulder. It was so cute. What else? There was a Mushu. He was in the running. I was thinking about getting a Mushu. There was a Zazu. There was... what else? But there was a Remy, but not in the areas we went. There was a Woody? Question mark? I think there was a Woody you could get on your shoulder. There was a lot of really cute ones. Decided to get a Boo because he was so adorable. But basically, a lot of the trip ended up being us going around looking at all the different stores and finding the little people on the shoulder. And it was positively adorable. And what am I going to do with a Boo? I don't know. I mean, next time I go to Disney, I will be wearing him. And then the other thing, I didn't get them, but I really thought about it. I think it would be so fun to get the Mickey hands, and part of it is just like, one, I think it'd be really fun to do a stupid little challenge of like wearing the Mickey hands all day, but also I think that it'd be just really fun to have them, because imagine if you're mad and you put the Mickey hands on, like you can't be mad anymore. Yeah, I don't know, I just think they'd be a really funny meme-y item to have in my life. But I decided that they were just too big and bulky. I've already spent enough money, and that they'll be available at many other different places. So those I will get another time. Also, it was hot. It was really hot that day, so I'll leave it for maybe a wintertime purchase. But they weren't too expensive. They were like maybe 20 euros, which I feel like for a Disney item was not that crazy. Also, I thought, you would think that in Euro Disney, especially Paris Disney, because it's outside of Paris, that there would be more Aristocats items, but there really wasn't. But I did find this keychain, and I think it's very cute. It's little Marie and her little back, and I just thought it was very weighty and heavy, and I'm not going to put it on my everyday keys, but I think putting it on like a spare key that, you know, you give to someone, or like, I don't know, I always feel like it's good to have just a little keychain to put on something. Or I could use it as a little bag charm, you know. She was cute and not crazy expensive. And last thing, I saved it for last, is fabric. So of course, Paris, fashion, all that stuff, they have some wonderful like haberdashery and fabric stores. There's this one area, Marmont, there we go, Marmont area, where they have just a bunch of fabric stores. Truly wonderful. I was able to, so I didn't get very much, because at that point I, one, didn't want to get anything. I have so much fabric and I haven't done enough with it that I was kind of holding myself back. And two, I wanted to get stuff that really spoke to me. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, the main reason I went on this quest for fabric was for my mother. And of course, I love looking at fabrics. So me and my friend, we loved going around the shops. I also, the main reason why I didn't get more fabric for myself is because the kinds that I really liked, they were so expensive. There was this beautiful silk fabric that had like, it was a textured silk, and the strands that were woven, they were varied inside, so it had these little nubbins, so it had the most beautiful texture, and I loved it. But it was like something crazy, like at least maybe $40, 40 euros. No, maybe it was like 30 euros per yard, but I feel like it was more. I honestly feel like it was more. But that truly it was gorgeous, and they had it in a couple different colors. We went to this one store. It was at this one store that I'm blanking on the name of, but it was beautiful and it was so cute. They had these little tiny mannequins that were maybe about yay big, that they would make little outfits for to kind of show what you could do with them. Oh, they were so cute. So there was that fabric, that silk fabric, that I fell in love with, but I was like, I cannot afford that, and I can't just get it. I couldn't have done much with it if I got that. Even just buying a yard would have been a lot, and even, or not a yard, just buying a meter would have been a lot. And on top of that, I don't know what I would have made with it. So had to leave that behind, but it was so gorgeous. And then there was this other kind of tweed fabric that I also loved, but it was way too expensive. And one of the little mannequins was wearing these trousers in that fabric, and oh my god, it was so cute. I wanted that fabric so bad. It was like saying to me, but it was too expensive. What I did get, so my mom, she wanted fabric, so this stuff I bought for her. Honestly, it was so stressful because she was like, I was like, how many yards do you want of different things? She's like, oh, it depends on what you see. You know my style, just give me what you want. And I'm like, well, but I do know my mom's style, but also our styles are different enough. And I was just psyching myself out about it. And then also figuring out yardage, because I wasn't really 100% sure what she needed. And I'm not used to making garments enough yet, where I know I'm around fabric all the time, but I don't sew garments that often, which is really silly of me. I get in my head about it. God, all of this is just rambling. I don't know if I'm making sense. Basically, my mom wanted me to buy her fabric. I got stressed out, but it all worked out. She says she likes the stuff I got her. So hopefully she's not lying to me. And yeah, and then I also got 2 fabrics. So without further ado, here they are. So I got, I'm thinking just a meter of this. And I don't know, for some reason, this yellowy, like acidy green has been really calling to me recently. And my mom, she's very good at using very vivid colors. I usually associate my mom with jewel tones, but her color choices are kind of changing these days, depending on if she buys it for the house or for herself, you know, because the house is more blue and white, whereas I always associate her with not a maroon, but like kind of a burnt orange or like a dark jade, just very like not bright, but very juicy or very vibrant jewel tones, you know, that. All that being said, this isn't a jewel tone, but I feel like it's vivid and she'll figure something out. What I really like about it is the texture. It's kind of almost a cotton gauze, not a double gauze, kind of a single gauze, but it has like this kind of crepey texture. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so I got her that. And then the one thing she really wanted was she wanted printed in France fabrics, which I didn't really see many of, honestly, or maybe I wasn't looking hard enough for, but I did find one section at a place. But what was hard about it is I couldn't tell what kind which one she would like, because none of them really said mom to me, you know? Not like it had to be like a mom fabric, but it didn't resonate me as like her kind of fabric. So I was really stressed out about that, but I ended up landing on this one, and she's gonna make a blouse with it. I think I got her more than enough for a blouse. I think I got her 3 meters of this, and hopefully she'll enjoy it. It's not really jewel toned. It's like an off-white, kind of bluey, purpley white with these really red flowers. So this was like a Provençal made in France, or not made in France, printed in France fabric. And it's Impression Digital, I guess, is the brand. There's a website, I guess. Maybe I'll put it here if I'm not lazy. And then this next one is one that in the fabric store it was listed as being a Provençal fabric, which is why my mom wanted fabric from France, is because she's been to Provençal. She went on a wine cruise tour with my dad and his siblings, and she bought fabric on that trip. And so this one I bought from that section, but on the salvage it doesn't say any of the information, so it makes me wonder about that. But either way, I think it's really pretty. It's one of the most unique fabrics I've ever seen. Most fabrics with patterns, you don't see the pattern this far apart. It kind of reminds me of a Japanese fabric, honestly. But so I think they're cicadas, and I thought they were just really beautiful. And she just told me to get stuff that she thought I would like, that I thought she would like. And I hope she likes this one. This is the one I feel like is the most wild cardy of the fabrics, but I also legitimately, I've looked at so many fabrics. We went to, my mom and I, when she visited me when I studied abroad last time in London, there's this whole section, I want to say dog patch, but that doesn't sound right. Basically, there's an area of London that just has rows and rows and rows and rows of fabric stores, more extreme than Paris, at least in my experience. And we looked at lots and lots of fabrics, but I don't remember seeing anything quite as unique as this. So that's why I was like, I gotta get it for her because I think it's so unique. And it could be a good one to fussy cut if she wanted to do that, although she hasn't really been English paper piecing, so I don't know. And then this one is the first fabric that I bought her, and it's like a boucle, I think is the right word. Came in this 3 meter chunk, I think. Yeah, it was one of the fabrics that I bought at like one of the first places we saw. The lady was like really trying to get me to buy stuff. And I think she gave this to me for £30, or for €30, even though it was listed as 35. And it was 3 meters. And I saw the same exact fabric at one of the other stores, also in like a pre-cut chunk. So I don't know what that means. It was just like one that a lot of the stores had, I guess. Thankfully, I didn't get like swindled or anything, which is good. And then lastly, she wanted me to get some waxed or coated fabrics. I don't know why specifically, because I think I have seen them in the States before, but she just wanted some waxed ones. So this, I think she wants to use them for tablecloths. So I got her this one, which I don't know if I got her enough of because this was before I knew that she wanted it for tablecloths. So this is, I think I maybe got her 3 meters of this, and it's just these kind of tuile de Juillet-esque birds, and that'll match the house because, you know, like I said, blue and white. And then this one's a bit of a wild card because, again, I associate my mom with jewel tones and like this, pretty much this exact like maroony berry-y tone. And my thought with this is it's this kind of paisley, almost Provençal-esque fabric that is very beautiful. But my thought process with this is that either A, she can use it outside, or B, because of everything, there is a lot of blue and white in the house, that having the complementary colors would be really lovely and nice. So hopefully she'll like that. I think I got 4 meters of this. She picked out the blue and white one. That was nice. And yeah, what else? I think, yeah, so that's it on my mom's fabrics. And then for mine, I got this fabric, which this is, all of those were cotton, by the way. And then the coating, I think, is just a plastic, I think. But yeah, those are all 100% cotton. And this is a 100% rayon, and it is so light and flowy, and I just fell in love with the colors. Like, look how pretty. And I'm not usually a polka dot girly, but these little nubbins, I'm a texture girly. And so these are just little, I don't even know, but they were so pretty. And so this is a very flowy, light fabric, so I knew it would be easy to bring home. I also did pack another suitcase in my big suitcase, so I was able to bring all this back easily. Then I bought this fabric, which is another one that I have never seen anything like, so I had to buy it. And I think I bought maybe 3 meters of it, but it's this leopard print or cheetah. I don't know the difference between leopard and cheetah. I know there is a difference, but look at that. It's so wild. It's honestly kind of trippy and creepy, but I just couldn't not get it, you know? It was just, it called to me. And again, I'm not usually a big cat print person, but this just was too cool. Again, I've never seen anything like it. So I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I bought a lot because I just didn't want to run out or not have enough. So maybe I'll make a pair of trousers, or what else can I make with it? A jacket or a top. But if I only make a top, I'll have so much left over. But who knows? So if you have any ideas of what I should make with that fabric, let me know. I have no idea what it's made out of. Maybe I'll have to do a burn test, because the selvage doesn't say. The last things I got were these. It was this ring, just this one. Can you see it? This ring and this ring. I don't know if you can see that at all. Focus. Focus. We just went into this random shop, and there we go. And my friend really wanted to buy a ring, and then of course I started looking, and then I thought about getting this bracelet, but I was like, no, it's too expensive. Then of course I bought 2 rings that were like the same price. But whatever, you know? This one's expandable, which is really nice, so I can put it on really any finger. And then this one moves, which is cool. It's 2 separate parts, and I loved how this one was woven. It just felt very textile artist to me. And then this one felt just very fun and fidgety, and also felt kind of woveny as well. And yeah, I think they go well with my current rings. Yeah, it was a cool little shop. They did it by weight, which was interesting. Like, you would weigh the ring and then know how much you were going to be charged. Me and my friend were both really impressed with the women who were working in the shop, because they were very, very helpful, but not like overbearing, but also not like too hard to get the attention of. When you needed help, they would randomly kind of appear and be like, do you need help? They just kind of would know, but then they also weren't trying to oversell us or anything. So it was really lovely. I wish I remember the name of the shop. If I can find it, I will put it here. My legs are starting to hurt from sitting cross-legged for so long. So that is it. That is all that I bought. This is just a blanket. That's all I bought in France. I hope you enjoyed it. Some of it is a bit wild card-esque. But yeah, let me know what your favorite things were. Let me know what you think the most useless was. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Okay. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that.